Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So have you guys ever wondered why if you want to enter let's say pornography website, there's no age check. They just say, are you 18 plus? Yes, no. And obviously who would press no? You would press yes and it would just go in. But just this access to all this kind of intimate, discrete kind of data would cause a lot of problems on the psychology of people that watch it. Imagine this. Thousands of years ago, even the kings that ran empires didn't have access to seeing all these things throughout their life. We're talking about really rich and famous people. But these days, anyone using their phone can actually access this kind of thing. And it does a lot of damage to the psychology of the people who do this kind of thing. It leads to addiction. Why? Because it's fake dopamine. You watch one, you like it, you go to the next one, and obviously, a lot of children these days are watching. And I believe that the internet is a double edged sword. But they have given you one thing that you can use to your advantage, but we have not been able to use it the proper way. Why? Because they would monetize of this kind of usage. Why? Because when you actually, it is the legal thing. The pornography websites are open and they have ad walls. So they're making a lot of money off those kind of things. And if you upload a video to YouTube, you make a little bit of money. But if you upload them on pornography websites, the ad revenue is much higher. So there are a lot of people who upload even educational videos on porn websites. And the whole industry of pornography is run by only one family. And that is really a scary kind of thing. Just think about it for a few seconds. How come it's legal? How come there's no age kind of check? It's because it's discreet. You have to have the freedom to join when you want, but it's not so true. I'm really curious to know what you guys think about this topic because these kind of access to pornography, and these days a lot of youngsters they know these porn stars, and porn star is a fancy phrase for prostitutes and whores. These whores, for example, Bonnie Blue, she slept with 1,057 men in a single day, in less than 24 hours. And she has a rival called Lily Phillips, if I'm not mistaken. They fight over this kind of thing and think this is an achievement. Why? Because there are some people who would think that, yeah, that's a nice thing they're doing. They're getting a lot of attention. And they're fighting over the attention. But it's like the song that says dancing in the void is just meaningless kind of clown word, a circus of idiots just running in the circles and doing entertainment. And if you go and dive deep in their lives, you can watch personal kind of talks that they have. They all are using antidepressants, the pills, they all have suicidal kind of thoughts. And if you study the fact that in the porn industry, a lot of women are being mistreated and misused, abused, leading to suicide. There are a lot of names that committed suicide. 23-year-old kind of actresses. I think one of the name was Amy. I forgot the last name because I don't really check these things a lot. But a lot of them are committing suicide. Why? Because, look, when you're doing this kind of intimate kind of actions, you're letting your body and your soul being close to someone else. This is a holy kind of thing to do. It's not a religious kind of thing. When you increase this kind of interactions, it will be very difficult to fall in love with one person. Because imagine, you would be comparing the people that you had in the past, and you would have an ideal. For example, that person had a nice face, this person was kind, the other one was had a nice skin or a nice hairstyle. So then your chances of being happy, if you're a guy or if you're a girl, would be decreasing significantly because you would have highlight of those people and you want to have all of them in the next person, but obviously it's not going to happen because it's very low in terms of possibility to get one person with every good adjective. That's why when you see if she has a lot of previous boyfriends, the chance of she actually settling down with you would significantly decrease. So the ideal for a guy is to find a woman with really few body counts. And the more options that a guy actually has, he can ensure that he can choose the right person. Why? Because it's a common thing. If you have, for example, a little bit of money and you want to buy shoes, I mean, it's a silly example, of course, but it's just to simplify. If you have 5 different shoes to choose from for $100, you choose one thing. If you have 10, maybe the choice is better. But if it becomes even longer than that one, it would lead to confusion. But if you have only 2 options, it's like choosing the bad or the worse. Get the idea? So if you have a certain amount of options, you can choose the best one. But if you have no options, then it's going to be a little bit difficult and intimidating to choose the right fit. So if you want to actually succeed in your life, the partner is something that either can make you successful or make your life miserable because you're doing a master alliance with that person. It's much more than just the sex. It's just like you entering the world, you're becoming intimate with them. And if you had some past, or if she had some past, and everybody has a past, that's for sure. We cannot deny that fact. But the more complicated the past would be, the less chances of success on that relationship would be. Because all men want is a good girl that can be bad for that guy, and all women want is finding a bad guy that can be good just for her. It's exactly the opposite. That's the shift of the paradigm. Because the psychology completely works in a different way. That's why a lot of bad guy, narcissists, people who are Machiavellists can show overconfidence and would be seen as alpha males and would win a lot of attention. At the same time, a lot of these women, like these prostitutes that are called porn stars, would be seen as good material, but for short-term fun and not for long-term kind of marriage. It's like putting everything at the right place. It's like you have a fork and you have a spoon and you have a knife. If the function would be mixed up, then you don't know what to do with each one. But if there is a exact usage for it, well, that's a good thing. But the problem in life is that you run in the life, march towards the life, and there is sometimes not a clear usage on what you have to do. And you'll be given something, and then at the end you will be examined and you will be given the score. It's not like a uni that you study and then you would be taking the exam. It's like you first get examined and then you get the education. Yeah, if you like this video, feel free to like, subscribe to the channel, feel free to share it with your friends. I'm curious to know what you guys think, because the porn industry is like a really multi-billion-dollar industry that generates a lot of money, but it still ruins a lot of life, and people are committing suicide and dying and delving into depression and a lot of problems. And nowadays children just have access to it at the tip of the fingers, and it's like just mind-blowing, because 20-30 years ago it was not like that, but right now you have the phone, you have access to it, done. And these websites are not banned. Even if they're banned, you can use a simple VPN, which is also for free, to access them. But all these kind of things lead to serious consequences and side effects. That's why today, despite the fact that we have the highest, let's say, technological advancement, we have the least satisfaction when it comes down to marriage, when it comes down to intimacy, when it comes down to seeking help and therapy and mental fog. Because you're feeding yourself of this kind of nonsense, and the result would be that, because you're a byproduct of what you take. You cannot take bad stuff and have a good result. It's like a machine, the input and the output. And these days, a lot of the input is not very positive, and I get it. I truly get it, and I believe that this is a very important part, that we should educate ourselves and know what we're doing. That way, you have a better kind of idea of, let's say, what's happening. Yeah, let me know what you guys think, and have a good one.